Greetings, everyone. Thank you for joining me today in the introduction of my wonderful family to you. I want you to be part of this family that was so important to me and today is still important to me. My mom and dad were fun people. He was a diplomat, and as a result he was away a lot, and we needed a nanny to look after us. My mom was a storyteller and a singer. She would play the guitar and sing songs and tell us history or geography stories just like a fairy tale. And it was wonderful to hear, and as a result we learned them very well. Because my mom and dad were away so often, they hired this British nanny who was a spy for England, because England wanted the Persian oil. Persia has a lot of oil, and my dad wasn't going to let them have it. And so they decided they had to get rid of him to have access to this oil. And so one day men came to my dad's room and they took him away. I did not know what they took him away for. My mom said those were good people, because my mom didn't want us to know the truth. She said there was a bad fairy and a good fairy, and the good fairy took Dad away so that he would be protected against all evil. I believed it, and so did my sister, but it wasn't true. My dad was actually taken to jail, where eventually he was assassinated. Now, my mom used to sing songs for us and tell us stories of geography and history, and it was so fun to learn because they were like stories instead of a lesson. I wish you could meet them. They were fabulous people. My dad, whenever he came back, he brought us a little trinket, and we cherished those trinkets. We were very happy. Now, my dad had a bedroom, and so did my mom, because he had to go to his diplomatic missions very early in the morning. So he had a marble table in his bedroom on which they served him his breakfast. I used to sit on that table and talk to him and enjoy him. One day he said, "I have to go to work," and I said, "No, I don't want you to go to work. I want you to stay and play with me." And I said, "No." So he insisted that he had to go. So I took the pitcher of cream and threw it at him. And when I threw it at him, he looked at me and he said, "You shouldn't have done that, because now I have to change my clothing and I'm going to be late." But he never punished me for it. And that's why today, after many, many, many years, I still remember the shame I felt when he said those words to me. He was a wonderful father. He used to take us for walks and tell us fantasy stories about movie actors like Ramon Navarro and Greta Garbo, and he would make up these stories. He would make us Indian headpieces with feathers and play Indians, catch the Indian. And it was all so much fun. We looked forward to it. Can you imagine little children looking forward to a grown man playing games with them? But that's the kind of man my father was. My father was married before he met my mother, and before he divorced and then married my mother. He had 4 children from his first marriage, 3 boys and a girl. And these boys and girl, they were wonderful, nice people, but they were from a different world, from a different life. When my dad was taken to jail, so were my brothers and sisters, sent away into exile. And that is another chapter of my life.